The rain had just stopped when she walked into the cafe. Her hair damp, her shoes squeaking softly against the tile floor. The bell above the door chimed, and for a second, every head turned toward her, but no one really noticed her trembling hands or the nervous way she kept checking her phone. She wasn't the kind of woman people usually noticed, at least not anymore. But tonight, her life was about to collide with someone who could change everything. That's the thing about fate. It doesn't always arrive with thunder or music. Sometimes, it just walks in holding a coffee cup and a heart full of secrets. She was 27, named Lily Dawson, and tonight she was on her first blind date in 3 years. Her best friend had set it up, insisting she needed to get back out there, after a string of heartbreaks and a job loss that left her scraping by. She wasn't expecting much, just conversation. Maybe a smile, certainly not a miracle. Across town, Ethan Cole was staring at his reflection in the rearview mirror of his black Mercedes. He was a man used to boardrooms, not first dates, but something about the message from the dating app had felt different. Simple girl. Loves books, hates lies. Her profile had said. He didn't need another woman who wanted his money or fame. He wanted honesty, something real. So, for the first time in years, he didn't arrive at a date with his bodyguard waiting outside or a watch worth more than a car on his wrist. Tonight, he came as just Ethan, not Ethan Cole, CEO of C-Tech Industries. When he stepped into the cafe, Lily looked up startled. She hadn't expected him to be so tall or so quiet. He wore a gray sweater and jeans, not the suit she'd imagined. "Lily?" he asked gently. She nodded, trying to smile. The first few minutes were awkward, the kind of silence that made you stir your drink too long or laugh at nothing. But slowly, the walls started to fall. She told him about her passion for art, her dream of owning a small gallery someday. He told her about growing up in a tiny apartment with a single mom before success changed everything. What neither of them said was that both had been hurt. Ethan by the greed of those who pretended to love him, and Lily by people who only loved her, until she had nothing left to give. As the evening went on, something soft unfolded between them. It wasn't fireworks. It was peace. For the first time in years, they both felt seen. They talked until the cafe started closing, laughing quietly as the barista wiped tables nearby. Then came the moment that changed everything. When the check arrived, Lily reached into her small purse, pretending she could handle it, but she froze. Her card wasn't there. She had transferred money earlier to pay her rent and left the card at home. Her heart dropped. Her face flushed. "Oh no," she whispered, mortified. "I think I forgot my card." The waitress stood patiently, and Ethan noticed the panic in Lily's eyes. But instead of smirking or judging, he leaned forward with a soft smile. "It's on me," he said simply. Lily's eyes widened. No, I'll pay you back." "I swear it's just—" "Hey," he interrupted kindly. "It's just coffee and cake. Let's not make it heavier than it is." But to her, it was heavy. Because in that moment, someone treated her with respect, not pity. Someone saw her not as a burden, but as a person. They walked out together into the cool night. The streetlights shimmered off puddles, and Ethan offered her his jacket. She hesitated, then accepted. It felt safe, warm. They talked more as they walked to the bus stop. When the bus finally came, she turned to him. "I had a really nice time, Ethan," she said softly. "Me too," he replied. "Can I see you again?" Her smile was small but real. "I'd like that." As the bus drove away, Ethan stood there, hands in his pockets, watching her disappear into the city night. He didn't know that the woman who couldn't afford her bill would soon teach him the value of things money could never buy. 2 weeks later, they met again, this time at a park near the river. Lily had drawn something for him. A sketch of 2 coffee cups beside a window streaked with rain. "It reminded me of our first night," she said. Ethan looked at the sketch, touched. No one had ever given him something so simple yet meaningful. "You have talent, Lily," he said. "You should show your work." She laughed softly. "Art doesn't pay rent." "Maybe it could," he replied. "If someone gave it a chance." That's when he made her an offer, not of romance, but opportunity. He wanted to invest in her dream of a gallery. At first, she refused, thinking it was charity. But Ethan wasn't offering out of pity. He believed in her. "I don't want anything in return," he said. "Just promise me you'll keep believing in yourself." Weeks passed, and her small art corner turned into a real gallery. Her paintings started selling, her confidence bloomed, and Ethan was there at every opening, cheering quietly from the back. They never talked about love at first, but everyone who saw them knew. Then one night, as she was closing her gallery, Lily found a small card on the counter. It read, "Serve. The bill was on me. But you've given me something priceless." She turned around to see him standing there, holding a small ring box. "Lily Dawson," he said softly, "you made me remember what real love feels like." Tears filled her eyes as she nodded. "You once said it's just coffee and cake," she whispered. "But it was never just that, was it?" He smiled. "No, it was everything." They kissed under the cafe's sign where it all began. 2 people who met by accident, each saving the other in ways they never expected. And as they stood there in the glow of the streetlight, the world around them blurred, leaving only the quiet truth between them sometimes. The smallest kindness can lead to the greatest love.